Good morning out there, and greetings to all earthlings, all walks of life, all entities, and all part of that life force. Transmitting, receiving from Channel 4. Now, this is what had a bit of a vision last night. Our beautiful Polynesians in the Polynesian area that came down originated from Taiwan. And now these Polynesians, Tahiti, Vanuatu, New Zealand, I think there's about 1,000 islands in that group, even Hawaii. And they had their own spiritual beliefs. Now these spiritual beliefs were destroyed when they tried to destroy it, but they, as myself, being resilient and consistent, they kept their belief system alive, their spiritual system alive. Okay, so we all know it comes from one source, our spirituality, and it's basically how it should be, how it all, your ancestors' spirits live within each and every one of us, and reciprocate and reciprocate. Okay, so what the universe gives you, you give back. You put back into the universe and the all powerful source that you receive. Okay, it's called reciprocate and reciprocate. So what your ancestors' life force give to you, and that's how it all works down the line through past lives. The spirituals and the spirits will go, if you're deserving enough and you've passed the test of your righteousness and so forth, the ancestral spirits will flow into you, and plus the Holy Spirit. Okay, so I'll just read here. I've just done a bit of Googling. Now, the destruction of traditional practices. This is when it was they were all colonised and missionaries came in to their countries and tried to push, the religion, not spirituality, but religion onto the indigenous races, as here too in Australia. Because they hold the key. There's another key. The indigenous races hold the key to our spirituality because they've kept it in play. White man on the dark side, with this darkness, try to destroy it all. And that's why the Vatican's in darkness, because darkness within the Vatican, which we're trying to eradicate now with the Templars going back into the Vatican. Anyway, so we go down here. So destruction and traditional practices were forced to conversion. Missionaries often viewed indigenous culture, language and spiritual practices as sinful. This is where everything's forced on people. As I said, you go with the flow. There's no one. Let the flow, just let it all flow in. Don't go against the flow because you're going to crash or burn or drown. Just go with the flow or become the flow. All right. So we got that out of the way. So practices are sinful and sought to replace them with Christianity through a variety of methods. Christianity, I think it's more spirituality now. We go up another letter. Now, destruction of artifacts, sacred objects, such as masks and shrines, were routinely destroyed by missionaries, in effect to eradicate indigenous belief systems. It was their spiritual belief systems. Cultural assimilation, colonial institutions, including some churches, played a significant role in the assimilation of indigenous peoples through the suppression of their cultural and spiritual integrity. Maintaining core values. Many Indigenous spiritual beliefs emphasise respect for all living creatures and a deep reference for the interconnectedness of life and the environment. This is how it should be. These core values have persisted and continue to inform a contemporary understanding of identity and purpose for many. Knowing who oneself is, it's part of your alchemy, and it's magical. It's the hardest part, spiritually, getting in contact with oneself and knowing who you are. Prince of Light Todd, I know exactly who I am, and this is why all this came into my visions last night. And call it a coincidence, but remember, I tell you guys, there's no such thing as a coincidence. Now, Juchau. So, hyphenate it. HAU. Now, I went back into my life cycle, this life, and I had two Marys looking after me back in Wyong Lee's Club. Knew me, and there was another gentleman there, both Marys, traditional warriors, and I tell you, they could see the who and the mana in oneself. They are my protectors, I can see that now. And thank you very much. Appreciation and gratitude. Now we'll move on. In Polynesian and Māori spirituality, both Hotel Alpha Uniform, HAU, and Mana, which is M for Mike, Alpha, November Alpha. Mana are indeed concepts related to energy and life force, but they are distinct yet interconnected elements of a broader spiritual philosophy. Mana definition: Mana is a powerful spiritual energy that implies influence, authority, prestige, and efficiency. It is a supernatural force that can reside in people, places, and objects. The characteristics: it is often viewed as a divine or spiritual power bestowed by the gods, atua, Alpha Tango Uniform Alpha, or ancestors. Through it can also be gained or lost through a person's actions and life choices. Example, leadership, warfare, or community service. To have mana means one has the ability and authority to perform effectively in a given situation. A person, place, or object with great mana is often considered sacred or tapu. Tango Alpha Papa Uniform. Now, the who, or Hotel Alpha Uniform definition: who is a related concept that refers to vital essence, the life force, or the vitality of people, places, and objects. Characteristics: it is a breath of life. Ha. And HA, Hotel Alpha. Ha. Part of our laughing, I guess, isn't it? Ha ha ha. And is an effective, active element and indicates something is alive. Related to Māori, the core life principle. The function of Hau is seen as a cosmic mediator between the spiritual and physical realms and functions within a system of reciprocity. In traditional understandings, it is the life force or spirit that is conveyed within a gift, and retains its potency, requiring acknowledgement and balance. Potency. Okay, retains its potency, requiring acknowledgement and balance. Should be wearing my glasses. In short, while both relate to energy in life, mana is often associated with power, authority, and prestige, while Hotel Alpha Uniform relates more closely to the vital essence, the essence of life, the life force, and the principle of reciprocating or reciprocity that sustains life and well-being, together with Māori, the physical life principle, and Waruri. So W, which is Whiskey Alpha, India Romeo Uniform Alpha, the spirit soul. They form assembly of interconnected spiritual energies. Okay, so on to the next page. The term here, Hotel Alpha Uniform, it can symbolise nobility through its connections to spiritual power. Now, let me tell you, leadership today comes in textbooks. It's all theory and textbooks. It's not true leadership. Leadership, well, it comes from the heart and it comes from our ancestors that have been here before, and that's your blood lineages. And this is all about now on our spirituality, because that's who we are. It's not all these cogswallop or the dark deep states pushing on us now. True leadership comes through spirituality. And it comes from that one source. Okay? I don't feel special or anything about it. I just go with the flow and I do my job and what's expected of me through the universe. And here to help and assist you guys to get up to other levels, higher frequencies. Okay, so life force and reciprocal social obligations in different cultures, particularly Polynesian ones. In some contexts, it represents the life force or spirit inherent in gifts. This is what I was telling you with gifts and keys, which creates a bond between the giver and receiver and can be tied to status, ancestry, and spiritual standing. For instance, the Māori culture, a noble is one who is connected to his spiritual force, while in other traditions the term can refer to a ritual or spiritual power. The who or how, Hotel Alpha Uniform, of a person or other living thing is its vital essence of power. A talisman, known as the Māori, protects the who of a person or a locality. A forest with a Māori talisman was considered to have greater numbers of birds or fish because of that talisman. Spirit and life force. The Māori concept of who, Hotel Alpha Uniform, is the spiritual force or spirit of the gift. The spirit of the gift. That is believed to be inherited in a gift and is passed from giver to receiver, passed down through our ancestry. And the blood lineage. And remember, it all comes from that one source and it's all interconnected. All interconnectedness. This is what I've been putting to you guys through my vits if you go through my archives. The spirit is what creates a bond of reciprocity. So reciprocate and reciprocate. A mutual obligation between people. The who of the forest, for example, is a spiritual force that ensures the abundance of game and is linked to priests, tahanga, and the spirits of the ancestors. social status and nobility. In Maori culture, the concept of hu is intertwined with mana, spiritual power and prestige, and ancestry, which are central to the ideas of nobility. The act of giving and receiving gifts is not merely a commercial transaction, but a way to establish and maintain social status and relationships. A noble is someone who is connected to the spiritual world through their lineage, their blood lineage. I've met many Maoris, and guess what? They've been chieftains in their ancestral spirit side as descendants. I meet up with many other chieftains and spiritual leaders because we're all connecting up now. That's how it all works. To push this evil darkness out once and for all. We are many. A noble is someone who is connected to the spiritual world through their blood lineage, and they are responsible for upholding the balance of this relationship through their actions and the giving of gifts. Okay? You take, as I said in one of those other videos, you also give back. I'm a giver. I prefer to more give and make people happy. I love that smile and happiness on other spirits and souls' faces. Okay, balanced relationship with the gifts. Now, the ritual and practice in some Burmese traditions, Ha Dong, which is Hotel Alpha Uniform and space, and then Dong, Delta, October, November, Golf, is a ritual of spirit's possession where mediums invoke deities and ancestors to possess them for a period of time. This practice is considered a way to maintain a connection to the spiritual world and to express spiritual and cultural identity. And authentic. You've got to be authentic in your identity. In this context, Hu refers to the ritualistic evocation of spirits and the power that is unleashed during the ceremony. Mana describes an extraordinary power, essence, or presence. It relates to authority, power, and prestige. Mana comes from the atua gods, Alpha Tango Uniform A, for Alpha again, and is highest amongst Rangatira, Romeo Alpha November, Golf Alpha Tango India Romeo Alpha, and those of chiefly rank, particularly firstborn, Arika, Alpha Romeo India Kilo India, firstborn, and Tohunga, experts. The concept of mana is closely tied to tapu, Tango Alpha Papa Uniform. A person's tapu is inherited from their parents, their ancestors, and ultimately from the gods. Higher born people have a higher level of tapu. Flora, fauna, and objects in the material world could all be affected by tapu. When a person, living thing, or object was tapu, it would often mean people's behaviour was restricted. This is what it's all about, your discipline. Okay, keeping people spiritually in check because we're the hierarchy in the spiritual world. Okay, so Noah means ordinary. Okay, November, October Alpha, Noah, means ordinary, common, or free from restriction or the rules of tapu. Often ceremonies were carried out to remove the influence of tapu from objects or people so people were able to act without restrictions. Māori is the life principle or vital spark. All people and things have Māori. I say Mary. I apologise to my Indigenous brothers if I get some of this wrong, but I'm sure you guys out there, my brothers and sisters, will correct me. All people and all things, as I said, this has only come to me from last night in my vision. And I want to know what the HAU spiritually was connected. Okay, so no ordinary, common, often ceremonious restriction. Mary, get it right. Mary is the life principle or vital spark. All people and things have Mary. People place physical objects in forests as talismans. These embodied the Mary and were protected. If people's Mary becomes too weak, they die. They pass over. And then their ancestral spirit will flow over to the next descendant if he's worthy enough or righteous enough, or he's done the right, or karma, good karma. He's embodied the Mary and were protected. And this is what I say, keep your protection up. Keep your spiritual protection up. Origins and expansions. Now, Polynesians are ethno-logistic group that is part of the larger Austronesian family, which originated in Taiwan. Their expansion across the Pacific is considered one of the greatest human settlement feats. Logistic evidence and oral traditions help scholars reconstruct their migration routes, with stories often referring to legendary homelands like Hawaii. Now, geographics. Polynesia is a vast region of more than 1,000 islands, spread across millions of square kilometres. The Polynesian Triangle connects to Hawaiian Islands, New Zealand and Easter Island. The region also includes many other islands and atolls, such as Samoa, Tonga. I visited Samoa and Tonga on HMAS Vampire in the 80s. God bless. And French Polynesia. Culture and traditions. Polynesians have a shared cultural heritage, including logistic similarities and traditional beliefs, spiritual beliefs. Culture was traditionally passed down through generations via stories and legends that explain creation and the deeds of gods and ancestors. A lot of this white man has forgotten, hasn't he? Or it's been hidden. Hoodwinked. He's been hoodwinked. I put the truth out there. I only found out about this last night. So, I'm up to speed. Well, I'm coming up to speed with it now. As I said, I keep on learning. I keep learning something every day. In my alchemy, I got an alchemy way, alchemy thinking, magical thinking. Okay, Polynesians have a shared cultural heritage, including similarities. Culture was traditionally passed down. We've done that with the ancestors. Practices include complex systems of belief involving mana and tapu and hu, H-A-U. A rich mythology and elaborate rituals and ceremonies for events like births, deaths, and investitures. Polynesian culture is also expressed through art forms like carving, weaving, and tattooing, as well as music, dance, and seafaring traditions. Beautiful. I'm glad I had that vision last night. I had to put that out there to you guys and get that message across. And I hope it's communicated good to you guys. As I say, I love everybody out there, and this is another truth. The indigenous peoples all over the world have still got their spirituality, and thank our God and Lord for that. Thank Dad upstairs for for that, because our spirituality's been taken us away with the darkness in the churches, and as you can see, it was destroying those missionaries and churches. Not all, some. As I say, when I say all this shit, don't put everyone in the one basket, because there is some good and some bad. And the evil ones are just more active at the moment. But we're getting there. We're getting there. And as I said, once you find out who you are, that's the hardest part. Now I'm going to go to my cards. Cast out all those evil spirits. Be gone. I'm still wrapping my head around that. The Maoris. I've always been close to the Maoris. And they've always been big, big guys. You know, like, I'm 6'4", and I've had 7-foot Maoris. You don't want to mess with them. Okay, now I know what it was all about back in 2007, being protected by them. It's all spiritually connected. Connectedness and oneness. As I keep saying to you guys, life, death, rebirth, transformation. And it's all good. It's all good. Okay. I was getting a bit emotional then, spiritually. Okay, so look inside yourself. Won't go any further. Look inside yourself and go over to the tarot cards. See what our spiritual tarot cards have got the read today. And our Aboriginals here are very spiritual too, with the dreaming. It's all connected, all connected. Tahitians, as I said, they've still got their spiritual side, and in the white fella, they've been trying to draw out or kill this spirit inside you, this spirit inside, or suppress it, like they try to do with the indigenous races. Suppressed and oppressed your spiritual side. So now you've got to learn it all over again. This is what I'm here for. To put you in those, lift your spirituality and your higher frequencies up, and vibrations and higher frequencies. That's what it's all about. And we're getting help from other spiritual planes and realms and dimensions to help us do this. Put on planet Earth to have a good time. This just sucks. Everything's happening at the moment. Everything's just in the hard basket, isn't it? House prices are going up, I believe, $500 a day. $500 a day. What shit's that? Judgment. Six of Cups. Six of Cups. Knight of Cups. Page of Wands. Page of Wands. King of Cups. And then, because that's a major, and the Sun again. Oh, yes. Okay, the Sun. Hefrenet. Okay, so, we have a Judgment again. The Judgment card, it seems to be coming out and flicking out at me all the time, doesn't it? Because there will be judgment. Because people want justice. People are sick to death of all this corruption and darkness and greed. And basically, I'm sick of it too. But it's fortunate enough I'm in the position of authority that I can do something spiritually and physically. Okay, just got to go through these stages and more levels. That's how it works. Okay, so the Six of Cups. Do you want me to read the Judgment card? I like it. Judgment, fire, Pluto. Pluto of rebirth and transformation and new beginnings. Reduces to a 2 because it's card 20, and it's all about balancing and the polarities again, the polarities. Okay, judgment, rebirth, inner calling, a new phase, absolution, reckoning, awakening, redemption, forgiveness, and mercy. And then we've got the cups, Six of Cups, familiarity, happy memories, reminiscing, childhood memories, innocence, joy, nostalgia. You know, another bad thing I heard the other day, one in five children, which become adults, living adults, have been molested sexually. 1 in 5. Come on. This darkness has got to go. You've got to piss it off. Corrupting and freaking, it's bullshit. It is bullshit. Movement, balance, solutions, harmony, healing, empathy. Okay, we've done that one, didn't we? The Six of Cups. Now we go on the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. Libra, it's a Scorpion card, air and water. Creativity, romantic, charm, imagination, beauty, knight in shining armour. Knight in shining armour. Wow. Been saying that for a while with these knights, and there it is in my face. Knight in shining armour. Following your heart. Prince Charming proposals. I propose a lot of things to the people out there now. And as I said, I don't like the word viewers. Okay? It's supporters, followers, or loyalists. Okay? It's all got to come from your heart. And sincere in what you do. Okay? Just don't flick through me and turn me off, because sure enough, you're going to come back to me in a week or a month or whatever, how long it takes to resonate with you guys and pick up on my frequencies. But trust me, you're going to return to me. Okay, inspiration, ideas, discovery, limitless potential, free spirit, exploration, excitement, and freedom. Then I think the next one we had the King of Cups, emotionally balanced, compassion, diplomatic, control, balance, supportive leader. I support all you guys out there. This is what I say. Intolerance and empathic. And the Hierophant. Earth. Taurus, the energy of the unexpected. Institutions, tradition, religion. Piss that religion off. It's spirituality. Okay, spiritualism now. Society and its rules. Social approval, conformity, forgiveness, bonnet, mercy, wisdom, and trust. Trust. Got to put your trust in someone, haven't you? And the beautiful sun. The sun we gain energy from. And look up in the sun. That's another thing they said. Don't look at the sun. Look at the sun. Gives you energy. Fire, sun, which reduces to 1 the number of new beginnings and success. New beginnings and success. New beginnings and success. New beginnings and success. Because it all comes out of, you guessed it, transformation. Positivity, pleasure, happiness, vitality. Vitality is what I just read too, wasn't it? Okay. Fun, joy, warmth, celebration. Keep saying about that celebration. Looks like it's on its way, doesn't it? Success, rebirth, and all is well. Well, we should just say it's all good, isn't it? Okay. So that's that one. Let's just see what was on the bottom card. We have the Knight of Swords. To slay down the demons. Slay them all down. all those bad, dark, evil, terrible, insidious criminals, gangsters of our dark, evil government. As I said, not all, some. But we got to go after those some evil ones. And this is what I'm saying. That's where your whistleblowers come forward and start informing on their colleagues doing the wrong, bad, evil things. Because we are conquerors. We conquer over any evil. We are the light. We're the good ones. Ambitious, action-orientated, driven to succeed, fast-thinking, defending beliefs. Spiritual beliefs. I think we've got to get rid of that beliefs. I think it's a spiritual. And the Emperor. The Emperor looks at me again. Respect, leadership, stability, structure, rules and power, authority, father figure, patriarch of the blood lineage, the ancient blood lineage, father figure, protection, control, discipline, focus, and practicality. Beautiful. What's under it? Ace of Cups, the Chariot, and King of Pentacles. Wow. As I say, the universe works in mysterious ways. Also, our Father works in mysterious ways. But as I say to you guys, go with the flow or become the flow. And this all came to me last night in a vision or a message, but I had to get up and I was excited with it. Excited. Everyone should be excited every now and then because it's a great emotion. Okay, so put all the cards away. And here we come to that conclusion and ending. Happy ending. That fairy tale ending, remember? Happily ever after. Name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. Love and hugs to everybody out there tuning in to my Channel 4 as I am ready to receive and transmit. Take care, stay safe. Blessings to one and all. Amen. And bye for now.